Back at Citi Field one final time here as we wrap up the regular season. I'm Kevin McAlpin with 680 The Fan and the Atlanta Braves Radio Network, getting you set for Game 162 coming up today at 3:10 p.m. Eastern. Good pitching matchup here for the regular season finale. Couple of right-handers, Mike Soroka for the Braves, Noah Syndergaard for the New York Mets. As we put a bow on the 2019 regular season, Braves are looking for win number 98. They are 97-64 entering play here today, looking to avoid being swept by the Metropolitans to wrap up the regular season. Meanwhile, the Mets 9 games over 500. They are 85-76. Of course, we know they will not be heading into the postseason following today's contest. It is Game 162 for the Braves. It's their final tune-up before the division series starts on Thursday back at SunTrust Park. The big question is, who will the Braves face? Will it be the Cardinals? Will it be the Brewers? All eyes will be on that out-of-town scoreboard here today. And the one thing I love that baseball does every year on the final day of the season, all games start at the same exact time. So everything starting right after 3 o'clock Eastern. So all eyes will be on that National League Central race. The Brewers trail the Cardinals by a game in the NL Central. So we'll see maybe a tiebreaker tomorrow. What we do know is the Braves, if they do draw the Cardinals, they won't have to see Jack Flaherty in Game 1. Flaherty, the young stud for the Cardinals, going today in Game 162. So the earliest the Braves would likely see Flaherty, if the Cardinals advance, would be Game 2 of the division series on Friday in Atlanta. If the Braves got a win today, that would secure the best road record in the National League for Atlanta here this season. And look, they're trying to finish this thing out on a high note. I know it's been a rough couple of days for the Braves. Freddie Freeman a little banged up in last night's contest, but the Braves have been a good team on the road all season long. They're going to look to close that thing out here today. If the Braves score just one run today, they will become the second highest scoring offense in franchise history, dating back to the early 1900s. The 2006 club had 849 on the season. That is where they're tied with here. So they're looking to move into sole possession of the second highest scoring offense in Braves franchise history. And again, that's not just Atlanta. That is all-time franchise history. The milestone to keep an eye on here today, Nick Markakis sitting on 499 career doubles. One more, he'd become just the 64th player all-time, and over 40 of those 63 rather, should I say, are in the Hall of Fame. So Nick Markakis certainly finding himself in some elite company. And Ozzie Albies entering play here today, 189 hits on the season. That is the most in the National League. Mike Soroka gets the ball for the Braves here today. The 22-year-old right-hander is 13-4. With a 2.60 ERA. It's the fifth best ERA in all of baseball, not just the National League, but all of Major League Baseball. So Mike Soroka has had a tremendous season here in 2019. The big thing, he's been able to stay healthy. That was the question in spring, dealing with that shoulder issue, but he's been able to go out there, and he's got a couple of extra days rest. Was supposed to start in Kansas City, but the Braves wanted to back him up, and it certainly feels like they're lining things up for it to be Keuchel, Foltynewicz, Soroka, and Fried, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in their division series rotation. How about a 7-1 record with a 1.35 ERA on the road for Mike Soroka this season? He's made 15 starts away from SunTrust Park. That is the best road record in all of Major League Baseball, almost a full point better than some guy you may have heard of, Jacob deGrom. He is 234 on the road. Soroka 135 this season away from SunTrust Park. So certainly something for him to be very proud of, and a reason why it seems like the Braves want to hold him back to Game 3 on the road in the division series. How about since 1917, Greg Maddux is the only Brave starter with a better road ERA than Mike Soroka. That was a 112 earned run average for Mad Dog back in 1995. Braves will have a good challenge here today, and as they face Noah Syndergaard in the regular season finale. Syndergaard's 10-8 on the year with a 4.30 ERA, making start number 32. Winless against the Braves. He's 0-2 with a 3.65 ERA in 8 lifetime starts against Atlanta. And again, as I've talked to a lot of guys in that Braves clubhouse, they've said this is a great challenge for the Braves here, having to face guys like Syndergaard, and even going back to Friday night when they had to face Marcus Stroman. These are the kind of pitchers they're going to see come division series time. So good tune-up, good way to wrap up the regular season here against a division rival here at Citi Field. Before we let you go, big thank you to all of you who have tuned into these daily rundowns all year long. We started them way back 7.5 months ago in Orlando, Florida at spring training. We've done them day in, day out, home and road. Big thank you to all of you who have tuned into all of our coverage all season long for the first 162 games, and hopefully this is a run that is just getting started. So we appreciate all of you who have tuned into our coverage, be it on 680 The Fan, on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network, on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you to all of you who make this job so much fun for all of us here at 680 and the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. Jim Powell and Joe Simpson, they're going to have the call for you of the regular season finale, again, 3:10 p.m. Eastern. So if you're watching football, mute the football, throw us on the radio, and hopefully we'll have some good news for you as the Braves look to jump on the charter, get a couple of days off at home, and then turn their attention to the Division Series starting on Thursday at SunTrust Park.